Get on the flavor train. Say get on the flavor train. Get on the flavor train. Get on the flavor. Get on the flavor train. Get on the flavor. Get on the flavor train with your girl, Lady T. Get on the flavor train. Yeah, hey, get on the flavor train. Yeah, get on the flavor train. The flavor train. The flavor train with your girl, Lady T. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Tonya, Lady T. And yes, I'm doing a cereal video. I already told y'all I'm still a kid at heart. So anyway, let's get into it. I'm going to say grace, thanking the Heavenly Father. Thank you, most gracious and Heavenly Father, for the food I'm about to receive for the nourishment of my body for Christ's sake. Amen. All right, y'all, it's early in the morning. Of course, I'm in North Carolina. Everybody's preparing for Dorian. It's coming our way, but I'm enough inland that we won't get a lot of the damaging winds, but we will get some wind and rain. And we're always on a flood watch. Anyway, I already tried this because I went to the grocery store to Wal-Mart last night, and y'all, let me tell you, yeah. And look at the picture on the back. And yeah, y'all, this is the Drumstick ice cream brand. Of course, I love all the flavors. And so, what? They had a what? And then they also had it in chocolate mint. I mean, are you kidding me? Look at it. It's got, you know, all the things that incorporate a ice cream cone. These little things here. Well, look, I tell you what. This is what it says on the box. See that? So, yeah. Anyway. Bringing back childhood. You know how it is. And, of course, I got my lactose-free milk. Can't have it any other way. And it's got some shivers of ice in it. Because I gotta have it extra cold. But anyway, yeah. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to pop in and before the storm hits, just in case anything go to the left. Oh, this just bring back childhood. I can remember when we used to eat cereal and we just stare at the box and read the box. Yes, love it, love it, love it. But anyway, I'm just trying to find different places to film because I want to utilize my whole house. I have my YouTube office and all that good stuff still, but where I'll do my editing and all that good stuff. Feel like a kid again. I have to tell y'all what happened. And I'll tell it so that we all can be cautious. Well, of course, with all our hurriedness, when we have things like this going on, y'all can see the box. You know how you get cash and you get gas and all that? Well, apparently your homegirl won't pay any attention like I should have been. And I went to a gas pump, and I know it's supposed to always go inside to pay for your gas, or you should. Because sure enough, somebody lifted my banking information off of a gas pump. So I was working remote, and I get a text from my bank asking me had I attempted to withdraw cash from a non-bank that I bank with ATM. It was at a bank almost 3 cities over from where I live. Of course, I'm sitting in my home working. I'm like, so I replied to the text. I said no. They said, okay, your debit card has been blocked, and we will call you, or you can call us immediately, and we'll tell you the next steps to take. So, and just so y'all know, and this is why I'm having this conversation, so that you all can do this as well if you don't. I have set up, and you can do it online, or you may have to go into your branch. I don't know, it just depends on your bank. But at my bank, you know, we have an app for online banking. We just go there, we can set alerts. We can set our account up for fraud alerts. We can get alerts anytime you make a transaction. It'll send you a text message, you know. Anytime anything's deposited into your account, anything that's something withdrawal, anytime a check clears, you know, technology, you can get all your stuff set up. You can get alerts. Now, each bank may have all that stuff already built in, but you as a consumer can control these things, meaning get notifications, make changes. So, sure enough, I called the bank. And they gave me a case ID number. And I confirmed, no, that what, you know, I confirmed again verbally, no, that was not me. And they said, okay, well, once it posts, because it was in pending status, they got the first $100 out of my account, but it was when they attempted to do the second $100 is when, of course, my bank declined, because they knew it was suspicious activity. This is so good, y'all. So, of course, I had a whole lot more money in there than $100, of course, but still, $100 is $100. But of course, I got my money back, but you have to wait for it to post. Then the bank, you have to do an actual fraud claim, and you'll get your money back, and then they'll pursue, if possible, they'll pursue. But I told them, I said, I really would like an update, because I want to know what joker did that. So, they're going to send me a report. And of course, you have to request it and everything. They don't just do it automatically, unless, again, you have a bank and all that's built in and they do it. But anyway, when I was talking to the, because this has never happened to me before. So when I was talking to the my bank fraud department, I said, well, my God, how did that happen? Because you have to have a PIN number to get your any cash out of the ATM. And he said, well, it was a woman. She said, ma'am, these thieves and hackers and stuff, they have so many different ways to get all that information, you'd be surprised. She said that mostly happens to people who pay for their gas outside pumps. And if they go to a bank that's not their bank and they're using another ATM for whatever reason, you're not near your bank and you have to utilize another a bank like a Cash Points, for instance. They have cameras, these hackers have cameras, they have devices rigged up on them ATMs where they record your barcode when you slip it into the machine. I said, what? And I remember that from back in the day. That's why come they put the chip on your card. So I asked about that. I said, well, I thought that's what the little chip was when y'all updated the debit cards, credit card, put the chip up there. She said, ma'am, I'm telling you, these hackers have found a way to circumvent that. They have found ways to duplicate that chip. I said, man. This is so good. And I love it because the stuff stays crunchy. So, I was like, daggone. What's a person to do? What's a person to do? So anyway, these are some tips they gave me to do. And I thought, okay, I'm going to discipline myself to do this. Okay, so like I said, immediately when it happened, because I'm set up for bank and fraud alerts, I get a text. And one thing about my bank, too, whenever I'm going out of town, not necessarily out of town, but when I'm going out of state, I alert my bank because the same way they notice suspicious activity at this ATM, they'll do the same thing. They'll shut my card off. If they see me making purchases or see, purchases being made out of my normal routine, oh yeah, honey, they will send you an alert to let you know, hey, is this you making these purchases, So, I'll call my bank and let them know, like when I'm traveling out of state, so they'll know. And they'll flag my account. Or even if they do still send me a text message, they don't just shut my stuff all the way off because I'm, I'm in communication with them. So that's number one. Number two, she said, well, do you know you can turn your debit on and off? I said, no, I didn't know that. She said, yeah. She said, in between transactions, if you're standing in line and you've got your debit card off, while you're standing in line, go ahead and cut it on, make your transaction, and then you cut it back off in between transactions. I said, really? I had no idea. She said, yeah. I said, well, look, is there a lag time? I said, I don't want to be standing in line and get embarrassed. She said, it's immediate. You don't have to, you know, after you reset it, you ain't got to wait 30 minutes for the system to get, nah. She said, it's automatic. So she said, you can do that. She said, actually, that's what I do. She said, or at the end of the day, every day, when you know you home, because the thief be trying to steal through the night, don't they? She said, just cut your debit card off at night when you get home. And then when you get up in the morning, the next transaction, the next place you go to use your debit card, just cut it back on. And I said, well, what if you forget, you know, and you stand in line and try to use your card? She said, it'll just decline, and that'll be your reminder, cut your debit card on. So anyway, we talked, let me get a little bit more. That was good, y'all. Y'all know how we do when we eat cereal. One bowl just won't do it. You got to get a bowl and a half. So anyway, so that's tip number one. You can cut your debit card on and off. And if you're an online banker, the feature is right there online. Again, that's if your bank offers it. Not sure if all banks offer it, so you need to check with your bank. Your local, you know, whatever financial institution you bank with. So you can cut your debit card on and off. You also can set the limit of your daily ATM withdrawal. Didn't know that. I thought, you know, they gave you a set amount. Most people it's at 500. So that means anytime you go to the ATM, the most you can withdraw per day is $500 or whatever you have asked the bank to set it at. Some banks will increase it to $800, just depending on your account, blah, blah, blah. Again, check with your financial institution. So I said, so if I wanted to set my ATM withdrawal to $20, because that's the minimum amount I can withdraw from my account. Anyway, multiples of 20. In other words, I can't get $10 out of my, you know, banking account. You have to at least get multiples of 20. So y'all understand. So you also can set that down. So if any joker say, and again, anytime you want to withdraw money from that account, your account, just cut, you know, change it, and again, it's automatic, okay? So if you find yourself needing more than $20, you can go into your app, go ahead on and increase it to $300, save it, and then go to the ATM, and you're able to withdraw that amount. But on the regular basis, I very rarely carry cash. So, but anyway, I'm gonna get into I very rarely carry cash. So, you know, that again is another good feature that I'm gonna utilize. I'm gonna lower the limit because, like I said, I don't get cash a whole lot. Plus, you know, most of the time at the grocery store, you know, if you need a little cash, they let you get up to $100 worth of cash, you know, right from your account. So that's how I get a lot of my cash, honestly, if I need it. So those were 2 good tips that she told me. You can cut your debit card on and off, and you can set the limit of how much money you withdraw from your ATM per day. So that's just one way you can help keep yourself safe from fraud. And I thought, and I just prayed, I said, well, Lord, maybe they need that $100 on him. But, and I wasn't really mad, I was just sad because I thought, you know, people are so desperate, you know. They're just so desperate. But it just felt like a violation, you know. But anyway, but I said, you know what, I wasn't going to say nothing, but I said, well, you know what, let me share because people may not know that. Because like I said, I had no idea you could cut your debit card on and off. And I'm sure it's in your terms and conditions when you get your statement every year. I mean, statement every month. It's probably in there, but you know. We be looking at the numbers, don't we, y'all? We don't be looking at the other fine print. Well, I don't. I'll speak for myself. But the blessing is I got my money back. But anyway, so, but other than that, I got everything I need. So I'm trying to debate if I want to go stay with my mama this evening. I'm gonna play it by ear to see how the weather progresses. But anyway, y'all. And of course, when that happens, if you lose your card or you feel like your card has been compromised, so that means you got to issue a new card. So they've already issued me a new card. So anything that you have attached to your card, as far as bill paying stuff, of course, you got to go into those accounts and update that information. I think what I'm going to do when I get my new card and activate it, I think I got 4 accounts that my bill pay comes out of. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back into those accounts and see if they have just the banking where you just put your check and routing, I mean your checking account and your routing number. That way, whenever this happens, it doesn't affect. You don't have to make all these changes. So I'm going to look into doing that and see does, and I think they do. Just set my stuff up via the checking account and routing number versus a debit card. I think that's what I'm gonna do because I've lost my card over the life of, since debit card been in existence, I've lost my card twice. I misplaced it. Found it later though, but of course, you know, I already, you know, had put stop, a cancellation on it so that folks wouldn't be taking my stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. That's how we used to do it back in the day when we were children. I mean, you know, you try to be proper. You try to be proper. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Y'all ever be walking around sometimes and you be like to talk, you like to talk like other people talk, you know. It's fun, y'all. Look, y'all better learn how to make yourself laugh, honey. And like I said, I tried to get real mad and frustrated over this $100 situation. I said, you know what? The Lord will provide. The Lord is providing. Let me tell you something. Now, granted, it would have been a whole nother ball game if that joke had to you know, pull out 500. But anyway, I got my money right back. So that's the beauty and the blessing about being with a financial institution that, you know, give you your money back when fraud has occurred. But I tried to get upset, and man, I thought, you know what, Lord, you have always been a provider. You have always met my needs. And honey, if a person goes through that extent to steal, you know, I just rebuke it. And hopefully whoever did what they had to do, did it. But baby, there's a price to pay, you know. There's a lot of things that people are going to do on a day-to-day basis, and they seemingly thought they got away with it. But guess what? I'm not sitting here like this but I do want to know where it occurred exactly. Well, I know where it occurred. I want to know the why and how so much, because that way I will avoid those type of areas. And like I said, they think most likely preliminary that it was done at when I paid for some gas at a gas pump here recently. But like I said, I still want to know how and where perhaps the lifting part where they obtained that information. And like I said, they gave good tips and said, you know, when you go to an ATM, even if you go to an ATM that's your own bank, look around. Sort of sweep your hands across and make sure don't nothing fall off, because that's how they have that. When you go up to it, it looks normal, but it's where they have actually rigged it up. So there is, when you're swiping and inserting that card, they've got those readers right up under there reading your banking information. That little brown strip on the back of any of your credit cards and debit cards, that's what they're reading. They're reading that information off of there. And so that's how they're able to lift your information. And if you're keying in your PIN, there could be somebody in a car with a high power lens camera, and even though it's got flaps on them, they can zoom in, like microscopic zoom in, and see you still put in your PIN. And I said, my goodness. And so, you know, these people at the bank and the fraud department, that's what they do all day long. File complaints, take complaints because of bank fraud and ATM fraud and all kinds of fraud. But that's what they do all day, every day. And they said, of course, unfortunately, around this time when there's a hurricane, they know people are running back and forth, getting gas, getting cash. So they don't recognize all this stuff. If they're not signed up for different alerts, they don't recognize they done been stole from until after the fact. You know, and like I said, just depending on your financial institution on how and when they get you your money back after you file a complaint. But anyway, like I said, y'all be safe out here. We're going to still continue to lift people up in prayer. I'm going to still continue to pray that people do the right thing and not go and be a shyster. I still have hope that people can do better. So anyway, like I said, I'm not mad. I'm just, you know, I'm glad in the Lord that he still is my provider. He is my Jehovah Jireh. And so I have to just remember that and say, God, thank you that even though that happened to me, even though it felt like a gut punch, a violation, but I thank you that, God, you'll always give me double for my trouble. Anything that the enemy meant for evil, God will turn it around for the good. So I thank you for you're going to double the increase in my life because of that. So anyway, y'all know I could jaw jack. I got to get going, start getting ready for work. But anyway, again, y'all be safe out there. Take heed. Listen to your local authorities. And if you got to get out of Dodge, get out of Dodge. Anyway, I love you. And I want to thank you for stopping on the flavor train, because what? Flavor is where